Competition. It's fierce. But imagine being able to uncompete. Customers want better business outcomes from their technology investments. But what do you want? Engaged customers who value your ideas and see you as a trusted advisor, delivering increased revenue, improved profitability, and many more net new customers. But for most B2B technology organizations, the challenge is that today, they're mostly in demand reaction, competing on product, price, and terms and conditions via a very traditional B2B technology push model of sell, deploy, support, and manage, where the sales motion, the primary customer engagement, remains reactive with mostly IT and procurement. However, the customer's buying journey is now significantly different. The assumption that technology suppliers make is that the need is a technological one, a product or a service. However, that's a deeply held and woefully false assumption. Most traditional B2B sales teams are involved only in the latter components, phases 2 and 3 of the customer buying journey. In these phases, the customer has decided what they want to buy and often who they want to buy from. Every B2B technology company is trying to get involved earlier and influence the need to unlock latent demand. Yet they're all doing it via the same way, via conventional sales enablement initiatives. Technology and business used to stand alone, but that's no longer the case. Nearly every business has evolved to a distributed, process-driven, ecosystem-based model, and agile software and cloud technologies dominate the everything-as-a-service model. It's almost impossible for any organization to improve or innovate one without the other. Thus, the types of problems and opportunities that companies face are vastly different than they used to be. Simple problems are self-solved, even complex problems are now transactional in nature. The disruptive challenges that organizations are having to manage are either wicked or super wicked problems and opportunities. Your customers have no choice. Disruption and the pace of change has never been greater. Complacency is their biggest threat. They must evolve their business models, and in doing so their customer experience, operating and economic models. And their choices are to improve the models they have or transform them via innovation, or do both. To improve and innovate these models, organizations must invoke initiatives that change their processes via enabling technology that will then require change in the behaviors and the culture in order to achieve the desired outcomes. Therefore, business initiatives with technology components. Yet study after study shows that change initiatives have traditionally low success rates. Only around half succeed for improvement initiatives, yet a whopping 80% or more fail when they involve transformational change. What you are really selling is change, not technology. So how are you helping your customers make that change successful? Like your customers, B2B technology organizations have a choice. You can incrementally improve how you go to market today, essentially compete better. And contemporary sales enablement activities try to meet this goal, but given everyone is doing it, often fall short. Your alternative is to uncompete, to meet the desperately unmet need of your customers, doing what your competitors either won't or can't, and that is to innovate your go-to-client model. An important step is to recognize that in today's complex customer landscape, you have multiple diverse types of opportunities. Successful B2B technology companies recognize that a balance of opportunities across all 5 of these is essential. Too much focus in any one area is unsustainable in both the short and long terms. But there is a transition underway. Transactional demand reaction business is being automated, as it should be. And the conventional sales focus is strictly on getting to a purchase order. A genuine outcome-based go-to-client model is 180 degrees out from this PO mindset. To be different, to uncompete, you need to have an out-of-the-box, outcome-based go-to-client model. To help customers transform their business models will require engagement across all levels of a customer organization. No one executive will make that decision on their own. The selling and post-sales skills and capabilities that have served so well for the past 30 years are not going to be the key selling and post-sales capabilities required to either compete better or uncompete in the future. So how can you uncompete? How can you transition sustainably to a model that none of your competitors can match and that makes raving fans of your customers? Firstly, you must confront the truth. To be truly outcome-based, your go-to-client model will be 180 degrees opposite to the conventional model that has been deployed over the last 30 years. From push to pull, from product-led to outcome-based, from an inside-out perspective to an outside-in, from solving problems to unlocking opportunities, and from the pressure to sell to co-creating new opportunities together. From a position where price was a major contributing factor in success to tangible realized value, and from traditional extrinsic reward models to purpose-driven autonomy, mastery, and purpose intrinsic models. This 180-degree shift will see your organization become a genuine services provider, moving significantly up the value chain, getting involved much more earlier, and staying involved post-implementation to help the customer with changes in culture and processes. Helping customers unlock latent demand, helping them see what they can't see in business model innovation, and how they can successfully execute this transformational change initiative makes it impossible for them to go to RFP. Thus, the buying journey results in a shift from a mostly phase 2 and 3 activity to a mostly phase 0 and 1. A true outcome-based go-to-client model requires an overarching framework. The Business Outcome-Led Delivery Framework, or BOLD, was developed in 2009 to meet this customer sought-after unmet need. To be bold, you'll need to be bold. By envisioning new and better ways for customers to think about their business models, your organization can measurably contribute to their outcomes from the technology investments they make. It will, however, take more than merely an overarching organizational framework. The talent deployed across your ecosystem, both internally and externally, will have 4 critical elements required for success: empathy, purpose-driven passion and persistence, imagination, and courageous co-creation. These are not skills traditionally fostered, nurtured, and developed in most B2B technology organizations. To be bold, you must have epic talent. To achieve both bold and epic, an organization needs to deploy more than mere traditional sales enablement activities like training and coaching. To uncompete, a new approach is required: an accelerated learning, unlearning, and relearning environment. Yes, training and coaching are still important, but on their own, woefully insufficient to transform the go-to-client model from a product push to an outcome-led approach. Executive learning and leading from the front and having a continuous learning journey for the entire organization will also be critical. Your competitors are already doing lots more training and coaching themselves. So if that's all you do, you are not genuinely creating a sustainable competitive advantage. Tony Robbins once quipped that business success was 80% psychology and 20% mechanics. Yet most organizations, when looking to uncompete, attempt to do so by focusing strictly on the mechanics, mostly the sales mechanics. The organizational processes, structure, and procedures combined with the development of conventional product-led mechanical skills. Unfortunately, this is not enough to deliver the rapid transformation in the go-to-client model that you seek. You must first start with challenging the deeply held assumptions and regulated behaviors of your team. Then focus on the behaviors and skills, moving then towards the culture and shared success stories, and finally the processes and procedures. This specific order is the only way to genuinely create success. If this type of transformation were easy, everyone would have already done it. Unlearning old habits and forming new habits that bust conventionally deeply held assumptions and behaviors will, for many people, require a different learning modality than traditional training. Some people will see it because they believe it. Others won't necessarily believe it until they see it. The John Wooden model of explain, demonstrate, imitate, repeat, taking us towards mastery, is a critical learning paradigm. Yet it's not a one-time model. It's a continuous learning journey. Continuous learning of new techniques, models, frameworks, mindsets, and behaviors that can help your organization be more aligned to your customers' desired outcomes and create a more powerfully balanced range of opportunities will in fact continue forever. For leaders, the challenge is striking balance, moving from an ultra short-term punitive operating model focus to one that balances the need for optimal right now performance with selectively letting go of the past and creating new business models of the future. Time, particularly freeing up the time for this essential and critical task, is the single biggest barrier you will face in successfully uncompeting. To be successful requires leadership and vision, models and frameworks to provide the structure to successfully lead the transformation, and more importantly, the time, courage, and passion to make the decisive choices and confront the truth on how to really get there. You can't just turn off the existing model and turn on a new one. You have to have a plan that empowers you to compete better today and at the same time enables genuine transformation in the go-to-client model. A shift to a customer business outcome mindset from a vertically integrated to a non-conventional ecosystem-led model, from a governance and compliance-based approach to a creative, imaginative co-creation paradigm where mindset, beliefs, and behaviors become your key competitive differentiator, not the products and services that you sell. Supported by a raft of frameworks and models that deliver consistency, manageability, productivity, and accelerate towards the outcomes that you're looking to achieve. What your customers buy has changed. How your customers buy has changed. In fact, what you sell has changed over the years, but how you sell when reviewed in the cold hard light of day hasn't really changed in decades. It's still technology push with a PO focus. Customers are desperately seeking partners that can help them get better business outcomes. They need partners to help them innovate their business models. The question is, will you be that partner? The Aspire Group believes that your customers deserve better business outcomes from their technology investments. We are devoted to being at the forefront of genuine go-to-client model innovation for the everything as a service revolution.